Hey,
Hey Mike, how you doing?
good and yourself?
Great, thanks.
Appreciate the time and won't keep you for too long, but want to talk about this upcoming show and look in the rear view mirror a little bit with you.
All right.
So let's start with the most recent of things, the new music. Get Dancing. Really cool tune and cool video for that one. And kind of curious, I'm guessing you filmed at one of the local beaches in SoCal. Was it Santa Monica or where did you do that one at?
That was at Venice.
Venice. Aha.
Yeah.
Good times and a good video. And did you self-produce that one, or who recorded and produced it?
So it's self-produced, but it was directed by Ashley Kimmett.
Ah, okay, killer. And now
Yeah.
we got that new song. Last year we had Lights Out in the Reptile House in 2024. Are we crawling our way to a new album?
We are crawling our way to a new album, but we're just releasing singles along the way. We have an album ready to go, but I'm just releasing singles and 7 inches as we slowly move along. The next single is coming out within the next few weeks. It's called Ooh Ooh Rudy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. And it is kind of the wild, wild west. It's not like how it used to be where you used to put out like a single and then drop an album. It makes sense to kind of string people along, kind of spoon feed people along the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I also, I'm a little bit of an audiophile. So releasing these 7 inch records with the singles on there is sort of like, a little bit of a selfish sort of thing that I'm doing so that I can have 7 inches with, say, Ferris on there, you
I
know?
love it. I love it. You
Yeah,
big vinyl fan? Just a seven
I
inch or
am.
12 inch or
Um, well, I have my sister's old collection of 7 inch records. So maybe that's where that came from, but a lot of more full length um LPs.
I
So
love it, man. There's a big
yeah.
resurgence in vinyl, but I don't know. It just seems like it just takes so long and the clicks and pops and got to clean the records and it's a
I
lot
think
of work.
I think people buy them more for the same reason why I used to really buy them when I was a kid is like the artwork is just so it's kind of like a big reason why we buy them. And I know that we a lot of us frame them, put them on walls, and but I also listen to mine. So
Collectibles is what we're really getting at. Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
And now, so you got to tell me. Usually, I'm doing the interview and I'm telling the artist about the show and the date and the venue. But you've got me perplexed on this one. So you're coming out to the IE, right?
Yes. So we due to situate a situation beyond our control, we're rebooking the Redlands show,
Okay.
but we're adding another date.
So when and where?
So it's 2 dates now,
Oh,
and instead of just one. And we're moving the original date to, I'm going to tell you when and where, and you get to hear about it first. So August 19th and 20th at the district in Redlands. And the 20th is my birthday.
bitchin'.
Yeah.
What a better way to
So,
celebrate your birthday than on stage.
I mean, I really wanted to add a second date. I thought there was a lot of people who were really kind of sad that, we were playing a venue that sold out so quickly.
Yeah,
So I thought, what could be better than like celebrating my birthday in Redlands with everybody? Like, where kind of Redlands is kind of like where, say, Ferris got started. It was one of the first markets that believed in us. And
really.
so, yeah, oh, totally. Mid 90s, Redlands totally believed in us. There's some record stores out there that, championed our CDs
Hmm.
back in the day, and so I don't know. I felt like it would be cool to open it up to a little bit broader audience and then also celebrate my 50th birthday
I was going to say I know it's a
with
big birthday
everybody.
coming up.
The big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Half a century.
I love it. My wife just turned same age a few weeks back, so it is a big one and definitely deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm still doing this at my age, it's like so weird, but also very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think age is
Yeah,
kind of more of a state of mind, and certainly music keeps us young.
I'd like to think so,
So I was curious too about the set list, and obviously being your birthday, I'm going to guess you're pulling out some gems for it. Are you going to be working in the new tunes into the set?
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I'm in Woodstock, New York right now. We're sort of like we just like flew in from Munich a few days ago, and like all of the new songs sort of coming back, coming into the set list has made
Ah.
it new and fun. And there's so many new fans. They're not just coming to hear. It's so weird, like how varied our demographic has become. And they're not just coming to hear Come On Eileen. It's a trip. They're singing all the words to Lights Out in Reptile House, and like they already know all the choreography to get dancing just from watching the video. It's so weird and awesome at the same time. So
I was really hoping and praying that being that this is technically the 25th anniversary of Modified, that you'd be one of those bands to go out and play it in its entirety, man. I know you're the ska queen, but I really kind of like some of the more rockin' tunes on that album, Angry Situation and Modified and Mistaken was kind of thing, and that's the only way I'm gonna ever hear those songs again live.
yeah, well, no, I mean, Mistaken is a regular part of our set, and Modified we worked in about 2 years ago. We started working in Modified into the set, and it's really like you know real fans of say Ferris hear that song and freak out. It's like you have to be kind of like a real fan to know that it even exists.
Well, yeah, it wasn't
So
even on the track listing back in the day.
no, and it was the title track. So, but
You know,
it's on there.
I was hoping we could talk a little bit about that album and that time period since it is the 25th anniversary. I'm always
Uh-huh.
fascinated. They always talk about, your first album, you have your whole life to write your debut album. But I've always been
Mhm.
more intrigued by that second album because if you used everything on the first album, is it all brand new played? Is there anything that carried over from the first album into the second album, or was it all freshly new rewritten or written music for that time?
Well, I think that album was pretty much all new. This is the 30th anniversary of Save Ferris as a band as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we became a band in 1995. So this is a big year for us.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I was hoping to get that album. It's my favorite. I mean, I love the first album as well, but I really fell in love with the band during the second album and Modified. I mean, that's when it was a full blown love affair with Save Ferris.
I love that. And I love that album. I love all our albums. I think Modified is it's an album that I think we play more of the songs from now than say Ferris maybe ever did. I think that the songs maybe are more sort of understood by today's audiences. So yeah, it's a cool album.
It is. We still need to get Angry
Yeah,
Situation back in the lineup. But I was also
yeah.
curious too about one other song in that One More Try kind of felt incomplete. Is there any story behind that, or is that all it is? Or talk to me about that one a little bit.
I mean, I don't understand it. I was just one of the things. I didn't. It just sort of ended up on there. I was like, "What's this happening?" And it was had something to do with our guitar player and the producer. And I was like, "Okay,
Hmm.
um, yeah." I didn't understand. I didn't. To be honest, I didn't understand it myself, and I also didn't understand why "Modified" was a secret track. That
Yeah.
was sort of like a label thing.
Ah, I
So
thought that was by design because I know there was that period around that time where it was all about hiding music in CDs and track 69 would be some hidden track or something like that. So I figured it was just kind of apropos of the time period.
nah, there's just some weird, obscure thing. I don't even know what the hell was going on with that one. I'll be honest. I was like, huh? But whatever. I
You
was
know,
always the last to know everything, I guess.
speaking of the IE and 25 years ago, uh, I saw you play in the IE 25 years ago, Casullus Arena at Cal State San Bernardino. Do you remember that one? It was lit, Ben Harper, Save Ferris, and Cottonmouth Kings.
Crazy.
Is that the last time you played in the IE?
I don't believe so, but don't ask me the last time what it was because I don't remember. Everything, when you're touring, like everything starts to mush into like one big show. And you're like, where am I today? And the next thing you know, has to write the city on your set list. And you're
Right.
like, I mean, there's been at least more than one Hello Cleveland moment where I just walk out and I'm like, hello Cleveland, and I'm in Detroit. And you're like, oh God.
I,
So yes, we have played. No, I don't know
I think you'll remember I did meet you briefly backstage at that show, and you had a big white fur coat on that night.
I do remember that coat.
I knew you'd remember the jacket.
I do. I remember that coat and I love that coat. I think I still have it.
That was my next question, if you still had it or not.
I might still have that coat.
Speaking
Yeah.
of shows that you do probably remember, a much more recent show, which you explained was the best Save Ferris concert ever, the post Valentine's Day show at Garden Amp recently.
Yeah, that was a great show. That was really such a treat. And like, I mean, people flew in from everywhere for that show and they were so happy to be there. And just the guests that we had performing, it was just a really special night to be performing in a town that I grew up in. It's not, it made me, it is, I mean, I consider it one of my hometowns, definitely. There's a few, but yeah, it was a really special night.
It was so cool to see everyone come out and, John and the guys in Goldfinger and doing Superman out there. And you just looked like a kid in the candy store while all that was happening.
I was just, I'm still in awe of just the love and the kindness of everybody who showed up, and the support on that night was just immense. It's nights like that that happen and it just reaffirms why you do what you do. Yeah.
I was
So
shocked with RBF in the house to know she's got a girlfriend now.
I know. Well, it was just Scott. It wasn't the whole band.
Yeah, but I figured
But
you could have worked it up.
yeah, would have been fun. That whole song needs a little bit of reworking lyrically. So
For this day and age,
maybe, yeah, for this day and age, it needs to be modernized a little bit.
modified.
Modernized and modified a little bit. Yeah.
Monique, I appreciate all the time. Last thing I had for you, speaking of back in the day, really
Yeah.
cool that the Warp Tour is coming back a little bit. Playing a couple shows, but I was super shocked that you weren't on any of them because you played the Warp Tour like 4 times, I think.
I mean, we played 98, 2000, and 2017 on the main stage. Uh,
At Pomona.
Kev, yes, Kevin Lyman said that we are going to be playing
Mm.
Warp Tour shows, but not yet. So
The hell
maybe
with
next year.
that. It'd be
Ah,
nice if it did come back as a full scale tour because there isn't a lot of that. I mean, there was certainly a time period there in the late
mhm.
90s, early 2000s where you had all these national tours going out. Now it seems to be all regional special shows. So I really hope that Warped Tour does relaunch as a full tour next year.
I mean, the country's longest running music festival, touring music festival. Like, I'm, I don't know. If it were me, I'd bring it back just like how it was in the early days and just make it a punk festival and bring back those bands, even though NoFX claims that they're broken up. I don't believe it. But I would bring back like the Bad Religion and the Rancid and the NoFX and the Green Day and all of those bands to tour together. And um, yeah, make something awesome out of it.
I was going to ask you, is there, besides yourself, is there a quintessential Warp Tour band?
Well, I mean, I just always relate Warped Tour with those early bands that played Warps. Like I said, like Bad Religion, No Effects,
Pennywise.
um, Pennywise, Adolescence. I'd get Agent Orange to come out. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I would do.
And last thing on Warp Tour, yeah, I mean, like this year it's happening in Long Beach, which it's happened a couple years, but I think you're like me. You think Warp Tour in SoCal, it's got to be Pomona at the Fairplex, right?
Totally, but it's not.
I know. I remember 1 or 2 years we're at the randomly in Long Beach, but it's like no, the Warp Tour has got to be in Pomona. I think they did one
It's
year at Cal
not though.
State. No, I think they did even one year at Cal State Fullerton,
Because
maybe.
that I don't recall. For some reason, I think of like Cal State Dominguez Hills or something,
Maybe
or
that's where it
like
was.
maybe that was it.
But yeah, it should be
Huh.
at Pomona at the Fairplex. I mean, that's
That's what I would think,
yeah.
you
That's what-
know? But again, like I would just sort of like, again, I would bring it back to the early days because I feel like all those bands are, really, they never go out of style,
they
and
don't.
why not? Why
Well,
not?
fingers crossed that it happens next year in Pomona, full tour, and you guys included in on it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love that.
Fingers
I
crossed.
love Warp Tour. I
Me
mean,
too.
Warp Tour was just like the coolest thing ever. I mean, there I was just talking about it the other day, like all, where else are you going to get all of these bands from like random backgrounds to play together and then like become besties? We
Yeah.
basically all like I became friends with the guys in Guar and
Yeah.
Municipal Waste and like all these bands that you wouldn't think would hang out with Monique from say Ferris. I think we all became besties, and really good friends. And I can't think of another situation where that would happen anymore,
No, that's what I
you
loved about
know?
it is you'd go for one band and
Mm.
end up falling in love with five other bands just from walking around and going like, "Hey, this is cool. Let me check this out for a while."
Yeah. And just from the sheer like um, trauma bonding of it all, because it's really a hard tour. All the bands, we all became lasting friends, you know?
And the
So
diversity. I mean, like you said it, save Ferris and Gwar. Like you can't get more diverse than that.
you really like can't.
And no one
But the
does
photo ops were amazing,
that.
so weird.
I got
But
one.
we have realized we had so much more in common,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah,
Ultimately, everyone, what you do, what I do, we all just love music, ultimately.
ultimately we do. And it was hilarious because in 2017, it would be like me, the Guar guys, the CKY guys, Municipal Waste guys, Valiant Thor guys, and we'd all be sitting around in a circle around this like invisible campfire that didn't really exist. But anyway, we'd
Parking
all
lot.
put our little lights in the middle. And then I would play this game where I'd pass my speaker around and anybody could choose any song they wanted on my Spotify. So I just passed my phone around. And literally every night, you would think these guys would be choosing like some hardcore shit. It was like Hall and Oates song
Yacht
after
rock.
Toto song after like it was like, and to this day I can't listen to Rich Girl by Hall and Oates and not think of them, you know.
Speaking of yacht
So
rock, I saw you're doing a show with Yachtly Crew.
we are going to be hilarious. I think it's already sold out. It's going to be hilarious. I'm
I
really
couldn't,
looking forward to it.
I couldn't believe I was like, wait, save Ferris, wait. Oh, wait, you're in the opening slot. That's not right. But I imagine you'll jump on stage with those guys.
Those guys are huge. Are
No,
you
I know.
kidding me? They are way bigger than St. Ferris.
I know my wife
They're
drags me to all
huge.
those concerts.
Yeah, there's just really looking forward to playing with them.
Do you think you'll
It's gonna
jump
be
on stage with
hilarious.
them? Have you talked to them? Have they brought anything up about you jumping up, singing anything with them?
They haven't brought anything up, but now that you say something,
I have seen them before. They do
I
have
should.
some female songs. I mean,
Ooh, we should definitely have a talk. The Yachtleys and the Ferrises. Yachtly Ferris may
there we
be in
go.
order. Hmm.
Both bands out on stage and be like the Grateful Dead, two drummers and the whole deal.
Oh, that would be so wrong and right at the same time. Be hilarious.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the time. Honored to get to talk to you and can't wait for the birthday show.
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And you were the first to hear about it.
Yes, I got the scoop.
Yes, you got the scoop.
Thank you so much, Monique.
Right, Mike. Take care, honey.
Bye bye.
Bye.